On today's episode of Health Matters, Campus Edition, we are diving into an important topic that is very much overlooked, the female reproductive health. Let us hear from some of the university students about what they know about this topic as we debunk the myths.
Yes, let us clarify the facts about the female health reproduction.
The female reproduction system means 1. Ovaries. 2. Almond-shaped organs that produce egg cells, ova, and secrete estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen contributes to puberty and the menstrual cycle. Progesterone helps prepare the uterus for pregnancy. 2. Fallopian tubes, narrow tubes connected to the upper part of the uterus. Each month, one of the ovaries releases an egg into a fallopian tube. This is where fertilization of the egg by a sperm occurs. The fertilized egg then moves down the tube towards the uterus. 3. Uterus, hollow, pear-shaped muscular organ where the development of the fetus takes place during pregnancy. Its inner lining, endometrium, thickens each month to prepare for implantation of a fertilized egg. If no pregnancy occurs, this lining is shed during menstruation. 4. Endometrium, inner lining of the uterus that thickens and is shed during the menstrual cycle. Site of implantation if fertilization occurs. 5. Cervix, lower portion of the uterus that opens into the vagina. It dilates during childbirth to allow delivery of the baby. It has a small opening through which sperm enter the uterus. 6. Vagina, muscular canal that extends from the cervix to the exterior genitals. It receives the penis during sexual intercourse. It also serves as the passageway through which menstrual blood exits the body and babies are born. The female reproductive cycle has two main phases controlled by hormones. 1. Follicular phase. Estrogen causes the uterine lining to thicken and an egg to mature in the ovaries. 2. Ovulation. The mature egg is released from the ovary into the fallopian tube. This marks the most fertile period. If the egg is fertilized, it will implant in the nutrient-rich endometrium, and pregnancy begins as progesterone levels rise. If not, estrogen and progesterone decline, the uterine lining breaks down, and menstruation occurs. This cycle then repeats itself approximately every 28 days until menopause.
June, a medical student at the University of Nairobi, defines for us what she terms as the female reproductive health in her own terms.
I'm June. Female reproductive health to me is a well-being of a woman. In a nutshell, this is the well-being of being of a female counterpart, I can say, the society, and it's very important, especially after adolescence. This is something we are supposed to delve into because it's going to help us as we go by. Yeah, because when we enter the reproductive age, and every female is supposed to be aware of what they're expected of or how to take care of themselves, rather, in that situation. Not at all. To some extent, yes, but in school, especially in campus right now, we understand that there are some clubs like I Choose Like Africa, which really enlightens students on their female health, and not actually female health, but generally on health behavior and teenage behavior, and also we are in a group whereby you discuss among your peers how to go about some challenges that are females face, especially as you grow from I can say adolescent to an adult now. You get. In that age, I realized that school has tapped into it, but not so much because in school we are just taught about the curriculum, taught about your courses, life skills, but there's none where female health appears. So I see this match that this government the school curriculum can put into this, so that students can get to know really. We need a class for educating the young females in campus, in colleges, about how to understand about their health and how they can be it can be of importance to their future life and also to their current life as they grow. As in school, we just not just taught academics alone. We have to be all rounded, and this health comes into one of which is that one. I think it can really help us because you get just 2 clubs or 3 clubs that are promoting that, and you see it's only once in a week or once in a month. So I can say there's a lot of niche there. It needs to be tapped. We need it to be taught. First of all, everyone should be taught and as self-aware when you're aware about something, you not treat it with some, not treat it with some stigma. You just be treating it like it's something within us, something we need to address it. That's one thing. We need to be taught about it. It needs to be something in the open. Our cultures mostly, it forbids us from talking about our sex health, especially, or about sexuality rather. Our parents, our grandparents, they tell us those are things that are taboo. But now it needs to come to the open that these things need to be discussed. And this young generation needs to be impacted something into them so that they can pass down to the next generation. Right now, we see this niche in that gap that is within our community, within our learning population. I mean, the school population. We can be able to schedule some classes, maybe at least twice a week, like a curriculum. We talk about it. Guys should be taught about male health, like positive masculinity and also positive femininity. Because right now you see what is happening in the later life, even in our married lives, trickles down from what we learned when we were younger. So I think there is much that need to be addressed, really. First, as a medical health student, I find it easy to discuss with my friends. But at first, when I was getting to university, when I was younger now, when I was getting to university, I was shy about addressing even let's say menses, because it was something I felt like my parents, my teachers in the later years did not address it well. They didn't like address it well to me. So talking about it was making me a little bit, I'm feeling this. I'm uncomfortable about the topic. But currently, with the current world and being like grown up and going into the working generation or joining the working class after graduating, I feel I can talk with it with a lot of ease with my female friends, I can say my peers. I can even talk with my mother nowadays. I'm even right now. I'm informing even my mother things that she did not inform me. She was shy to inform me. But I think this what has exposed me is that the line of duty.
My name is Fanny India. Female reproductive health to me means the way and the know-how and the way we take care of our bodies as women internally and externally. Yeah. With my mom, but not really often. But with my friends, often because same age group we relate. So we do talk about it often with my friends. Because I feel like there's a lot of how do I call it, stigma around it, where it's like that's the work for school. The students or our kids should be taught by our teachers, and probably to them from how they were brought up, not our parents, is there's that thing around like teaching girls about their female reproductive system and the shun behind it. So it's not a comfortable topic to talk with a parent. I feel like people who are in charge of the girl child should do away with the mentality of we can't talk about this with our kids, or even men in general, we can't talk about this with our kids. So they need to be sensitized that it's a normal thing, it will come whether we like it or not. If you have a girl child, if you have a friend who is a female, and these are things that should be taken care of. Just okay, random talks. Anywhere from anyone and everyone, or outside also. Clinics and hospitals. I wouldn't recommend internet, but I'd say clinics and hospitals, or like certified doctors, because the internet has a lot of misconceptions concerning the female reproductive system. So there's truth and false information.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode on Health Matters Campus Edition.
Let's keep the conversation lively.
I have been your host, Purity Emojong.
And I'm Frida Fadhili.
Thank you.